My name is Nicole from Bouquets by Nicole. Today, what I'm going to show you is how to create your very own brooch bridal bouquet. Brooch bouquets tend to be pretty expensive. So, if the prices are too high for you to purchase your own online, maybe you can try to create your very own. And what I'm going to do today is show you the tools that you would need and show you just how easy it is to create a brooch bouquet. Like I said, I'm from bouquetsbynicole.com. What we do is we specialize in luxurious bridal bouquets. We have bouquets from $29.99. I think we even have one that's $19.99, but that might not be a brooch bouquet. But we have brooch bouquets that start as low as $29.99, up to as high as maybe $600. It depends on what you want, what you can afford. So take a look at our website. Check us out. I'm sure you'll find something you like there. But, if you're crafty and you'd like to, try to create your very own, you can use this video to teach yourself how to create that bouquet. Okay, the tools that you would need for the bouquet. I usually use a half styrofoam ball. The reason why I don't use a full round ball, for some of the bouquets I do use a round ball. And those are usually for, say, flower girls or maybe the bridesmaids if, the bride doesn't want it to be too big. But you can use a round ball if you like, but I typically use the half balls. These give me a really nice 7 to 8 inch in width bridal bouquet, and I think that's an average size for a bouquet. Usually, sometimes brides would want a 10 inch, and then I would go with a bigger half ball. But you would need a half ball, and you would need something to use as your holder. This is actually a piece of a PVC pipe that I purchased from Home Depot. Yeah, you can get creative with them, girls. I mean, this is just piping that I use. It's the good, the correct size that I need, and I love the firmness of it. And you can actually get them in different sizes, as you see here. This one is 3/4 of an inch, and this one is small. I don't know what size this one is, but it's smaller. So, sometimes I'll use the fatter ones and sometimes I'll use the skinny ones. It just depends on what I have available. But today, what we're actually going to make, I'm going to actually create a toss bouquet that's a part of a collection I'm doing for someone. So, you'll get to see how to create the bouquets yourself. So, I already have one assembled. What I usually do is just take the pipe and I make a hole in this and I hot glue it. And that gives me this. Okay, so this is basically the foundation for the bouquet. Now, some of the tools you'll need for this project. I have a 2-inch roll of satin ribbon. Yes, I guess you can tell the wedding is red. The color for the wedding is red. And I also have a smaller width ribbon, and this is what I'll use to cover the holder. All of the supplies I'm showing you here are available on Bouquets by Nicole. And if you mention that you saw our video, what I'll do is I'll put a discount code at the bottom, and you can use that to get 10% off any of the supplies you see here. Or even we have an ongoing sale that's going on now where it's 20% off any brooch bouquet. So you can use the code that I'll put in the bottom of this video, to get your discount. Now, what I have here is just some of the brooches we have available at Bouquets by Nicole. You can purchase your brooches from us. Like I said, you can actually purchase everything you would need to create your bouquet from Bouquets by Nicole. We have pearl brooches. We have rhinestone brooches. Look at this one. I actually just got this one. Oh my goodness. Is that gorgeous or what? I got this in the silver and the gold. This is a bouquet that I'm using for the gold one. Isn't that pretty? I love that. So, just to give you some idea of what we have on the site. These are some of the brooches available. But let's get to our project, okay? It's another one. It's cute. Okay, so we'll put these aside. So you have your ribbon, you have your base, your holder. Now what you need are your flowers. For this project, we're using satin ribbon roses. These are just roses made out of satin ribbon. These are also available on the site. And this is a bouquet that I already have made up. But all I have to do is decorate it with the brooches and the pearls and rhinestones. So this is a pretty large collection. She actually has, what, 7 bridesmaids. This is her toss. And let me show you her the bride's bouquet. This is the bride's bouquet. It's made with the same, well, this texture of rose, this is a little bit different than this one. You'll notice that it's a little bit puffier. It's more, this is the more expensive rose. This one is what I use on most all of the bouquets for bridesmaids, but usually for the brides, I use a different texture of roses. So this one, this is the bride's bouquet. You see she just has brooches going straight across, and then we have pearls and rhinestones in there. That's real beautiful. And this is her, the holder. It's just trimmed with some rhinestones. And then I'm going to put a brooch right here in the center of it, of the holder. Okay, I know it's hard to see, but that's how that's going to be. And that's her bouquet. Okay, so for this toss bouquet, the first thing you want to do is take some ribbon. I already have some cut here. Now, what I usually do is I put ribbon around the base of the holder. Scissors are dull. Now, the reason why I do this is to hide some of the gaps that's going to be shown between the flowers. Now see, the flowers are red and the base is red, so if there's any gap you won't notice it because the ribbon's going to cover that gap. So the first thing you want to do is just take some ribbon and cover around the edge of the base of your foam ball like that. It's hot. And it doesn't have to be neat because it's going to be covered by the flowers, so you don't have to worry about it being too neat. And then it'll also be covered by the satin leaves, and I'll show you how to make the satin leaves to cover the base. Okay. Take the ribbon. You just glue this on here, like so. Don't burn your fingers like I'm burning mine right now. Okay. So we need a little piece. To cover right in here. Okay. I'm trying to go fast because I don't want this to be a drawn out video. Okay, so we have our base there. Okay, so then next step is you want to just take your rose and just line it up to the bottom like that, a smooth finish. Put some glue on there. Try not to get any glue on your flower because once this hot glue dries, you know, it turns white. So it will show up on your flower. So use as little of the glue as possible, but make sure you use enough that your flowers won't come off. But I'm sure they won't come off. This glue is pretty good, at holding things down. So you just want to cover your styrofoam ball with your roses, like so. Okay. I'm moving really fast because, like I said, I don't want it to take too much time doing this. Now, as I mentioned before, on the website, we do have, bouquets with various different prices. If you're saying, hey, that's a little too much for me, I can't do all of that, I'm not crafty enough to do that, then hey, venture on over to our site and we'll be more than happy to customize your wedding package for you. We have bouquets that are ready to be shipped, that can just be shipped right away, and we also have ones that we actually make, for you, for our customers. So You know, whatever your wedding package budget is, we can accommodate you. And I hope I have enough roses left for this toss bouquet. If not, I'll probably mix it up with some ivory roses. We also sell the roses online. We have the satin ribbon roses. We have chiffon roses. We have all kinds of flowers. So if you're not into, you know, if you don't want the round rolled roses, we have various different types of fabric roses or fabric flowers. We also have calla lilies, the Real Touch calla lilies. We have Real Touch roses. They look and feel just like real flowers. I mean, no one can tell that those flowers are not straight out of the garden. They look just like real flowers. So you just want to continue placing your roses as if you're completing a jigsaw puzzle, just fitting them into place. Don't worry about the gaps up here because you can use your brooches to cover any holes left within the flowers. Now, one thing I like with using the styrofoam ball and the fabric roses is you don't have to worry about all those wires. Have you ever noticed any of the tutorials on YouTube for brooch bouquets? You have to wire your brooches with all that wiring. I do that, but I try not to do it as often as possible. It's very time consuming. You can hurt yourself with the wires. I had one go straight up my finger at one time. But I like doing this because I just glue my brooches on. I glue my flowers on. And the end result is just breathtaking. It's absolutely gorgeous. And these ribbon roses, you can't find them in any craft store. So if you can't find them in any craft store, that means any other bride won't be able to find them. So your bouquet is going to be unique as you are. And every bride wants to be unique and, you know, different on her wedding day. So these are flowers that you will not find in any craft shop. You know, you have to actually go, oh, I have enough roses. You have to actually go looking for these flowers. So if you want to be unique on your wedding day, visit my website, purchase your bouquet or purchase your supplies to create your very own bouquet. Okay, so thank God I had enough roses because this is due to ship at the end of the week. And I don't have time to purchase any more roses for this one. Okay. So, yes. Like I said before, don't worry about the gaps because your brooches are going to cover those. But if you want to put flowers over them, you know, feel free to do that. Like for some of these larger gaps, I am going to put a flower in there. Okay, so that was quick. I'm glad I didn't choose to do a regular bouquet because it would have taken longer. This one is just for the toss, so it's a little bit smaller. You don't want to hit someone over the head with a real big brooch bouquet. That wouldn't be nice. So I tend to make these smaller, and then I try not to put large brooches on the toss bouquets because, like I said, you could hit somebody, and that wouldn't be pretty. So, because some of the ladies might not be able to catch, and it might just clunk them right in the head. You don't want a brooch hurting someone on such a happy occasion. Okay, so there you go. Don't worry about the gaps, okay? That's most of the toss bouquet is done. Now, the satin leaves that I mentioned earlier, with the 2-inch satin ribbon that you pre-cut, what you have to do is just make your leaves. Now, what I usually do, now with the leaves, you can go all the way to the end like that if you want to create a really nice big loop. Or you can just go halfway to save some of your ribbon and to make it longer because I cut them short. I didn't intend to go all the way down. If I intended to go all the way down, I would have made it a little bit longer. But I knew I was going to just go halfway in there, so I have my length. Let me show you what I'm doing now. I use the 2" because I don't want to have to do a whole lot of leaves. Like with this bridal base, you'll notice this is the smaller ribbon, and it has so many leaves on there. That takes a lot of time. So if you really don't have the time, and it also takes a lot of skill too to get that design in there. So you don't have to worry about doing anything as complicated as this or as time consuming as this. What you can do is use the 2" ribbon, or you can even go larger if you like. You can go with a 3" or a 2.5". And that way you don't have to make as many leaves, because the width of the ribbon will cover the base pretty well. So you don't want to use too much glue, because the glue will show up on the other side. So use as little glue as possible when you make your leaves. For this one, we won't need too many leaves because it's a small bouquet. Like that. Just use a little bit of glue because you don't want it showing up. Okay. And maybe at the end of the video, I'll put, some pictures of other bouquets we have available, or bouquets that I've done, so that you can get some ideas for yourself if you need ideas on how to get motivated to create your own bouquet. Or like I said, just have me make them for you. Okay. So there you go. I think that's enough. So what you do is you just take your bouquet, and at the bottom you just make your leaves. I don't like my leaves to hang out like that. I think that looks kind of, I don't like it hanging out too long. So I try to keep it within the flower, like the same amount of flower that's sticking out. I try to have my leaf stick out that same length. So you just put the glue onto your base and just stick your leaf on. And then you can stick it right to the flower if you want to hide that crease in there or any gaps that might be there. And then you just take the other end of the ribbon and you glue it onto your holder. Like so. And I usually just put my hand there like that. And that just makes it, fit the holder really well. Now I want to close this gap in here. I don't like this gap. So I'm going to have the leaf touch the rose. And that way it gives me a nice finish. Yeah, see? That's nice. Right there. Okay. So let's continue going around the base of this holder. And I'm not going to get too fancy with it, because it's just, a toss. And I really want to get to the decorating part. Maybe we won't do the whole part of this, because I really want to get to, and I usually do 2 or 3 and then I glue it up to the holder. Just put your glue in. Oh, okay. Like so. And then you just come back and put your glue on the ribbon, push it down, and paste it to the holder so it'll have a neat finish. Okay, like that. It's looking nice. See, it's hiding all of that nasty glue at the bottom, the base of this holder. This is really, I really love using these satin leaves. Takes time, but it really gives the bouquet a really nice look. Like so. Turn it around. We're almost done. I think we need 3 or 4 pieces left, and then we'll be done with this. I just turned my AC off because it was so loud. I am sweating. It's so hot in here. I can't wait for the winter. This was a really hot summer. Okay. But it was a good summer business-wise. Did a lot of business with weddings. Sold a lot of bouquets. And I just love making them. I really love making bridal bouquets. They make me so happy, and especially when I hear back from my brides. Oh my goodness. And I'm telling you, with these satin ribbon bouquets, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with them. Look, this is so pretty. And we haven't even decorated it yet. I need some more leaves. I need about 2 more leaves. Okay. There you leave. That's a school bus. They're so loud. Okay. So usually with the last 2, what I usually do is I take them and I glue them together so I can get it like a little slant in there, because if you try to slant them on the bouquet, it's a little bit difficult. So I usually take the last 2, glue them together, and then I just put them in place like so. Wow. Beautiful. This is gorgeous. There you go. Okay, let me just glue these to the holder. Now, how long did this take? Didn't take long at all, right? All right, I'm getting too excited. I'm making a mess here. Okay, so that's done. All right, so now let me show you how to cover your holder. Now, what I usually do is I take a piece of cardboard, any firm, cardstock, and I just glue it to the bottom of my holder here. I should have done that earlier so it could have been glued. Okay, let that dry a little bit while we take some of this glue off. I love hot glue, but oh, it's so messy. It is very messy. I might take that rose out because it's not in proportion. It's not giving me, I need more, at least 3 more roses here. And I don't have it right near me right now. I don't feel like getting up. So, then I usually just cut my cardstock. I used to use cardboard, but you don't have to use cardboard. You can use anything that's a little heavier than paper. Just a heavier cardstock. And then you just trim it to a circular shape. Okay. And then take a piece of ribbon. I'll use this. And then you just cover the base. You want to cover that. Just put some glue around the edges. And push that down there like that. Need a little bit more glue. Hot glue is my best friend. I love hot glue. Alright. Then you want to take your skinny ribbon that you're going to use to cover the holder. This better be enough because I don't want to get up from the table to look for supplies while I have you here. Okay, and if you try to make your bouquets and if you're successful, send me some pictures. Let me know. Okay, so you just, see, I didn't tell you what to do, right? Just put a little glue to start the ribbon twist around the holder, and then you just go around the holder. Now hold it really tightly so that you won't have any wrinkles in there. You want to pull your ribbon really tight so that there won't be any, so you'll have a smooth holder without any lumps or bumps. Now usually with this PVC pipe, when I use it with, say, my ivory ribbon or white ribbon, I'll cover the numbers that they have on the pipe because they will show up under the ribbon. Okay, so you want to make sure you hold this real tight. And I'm holding it with all my might as I twist this ribbon around it because I don't want any wrinkles in there. Okay? I'm trying to hold it so you can see, and it's not enough ribbon. Alright, I'm going to have to get some more ribbon. Okay, so you just glue that on there. Okay, pretend that it was enough ribbon, okay? And we went all the way up to the base. But there you go. Okay? So now, the next step is to cover this with our brooches. We're going to decorate it with our brooches. So I'm going to put, I usually start at the top. And like, you can just stick the brooches in before gluing them, just to make sure, you know, that the position you're putting it in is where you want it to go. Another good thing with the styrofoam, you can push them in there and they'll stay there. So we're using pearls with like a silver rhinestone effect. Her decorations are pearls and rhinestones. So we're going to cover this big hole with a brooch right in there. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, she might not want to toss this. And I have another big gap right there. I'm going to have to close these up with some flowers because I don't want to put a whole lot of brooches on this because, like I said, it is a toss bouquet and we don't want to hit anybody. So let me grab, I have some other red roses, flowers. Oh, this might be nice. This is just another, like, maybe I'll decorate the holes with that. What do you think? I don't know. Alright, but, you know, for just to make this quick, for illustration purposes, demonstration. Okay, if I was to put all of these brooches on here, I would put them in there like that to cover these holes. Oh, maybe I'll just, this is pretty like this. This is really nice with these brooches like this. Maybe, do I have any more out? I have tons of brooches. I have so many brooches. Oops. I just dropped one. Okay. So, you just want to put in your brooches. Okay, I'll just do this side just for demonstration purposes. And then with the hairpins, what I did with the other ones was I just stuck them in, like I just found a spot where I could just push them into the styrofoam. And it gives it a really nice look. That is so pretty. It's so pretty. It would have been really nice if it was a larger size too. Where did my brooch go? Okay, I don't want to glue them on right now because I have to work with this. Okay. And then you just put these, you know, wherever you have a gap. It's kind of hard because you just push them in. They'll go in. It's styrofoam, remember? So just push it in like so. That's pretty. Let me show you a finished bouquet. Okay. This is one of the bridesmaids, and this is going to be basically what the toss is going to look like. It's going to have the pearls. It's going to have, you know, the hairpins stuck in there, some pearls stuck in there. When it's all said and done, this is what it's going to look like. And then I'll trim the holder with some rhinestones. I hope this video helped to give you some ideas of what you can do to create your own bridal bouquet. Please be sure to visit us at bouquetsbynicole.com, where you can purchase your flowers, your brooches, and all of the supplies that you would need to create your very own inexpensive brooch bridal bouquet. Thank you so much for your time, and you have a great day.